These are the items you're going to need to clean your Garland Induction Griddle successfully. Super easy. You're going to need a scrubby, water, I use kitchen towels, spatula, and then we're going to use the lemon juice to polish, and then we're going to use a little bit of oil once it's completely cooled. Alright, so what we're going to do, we got our griddle nice and soiled here. Did some caramelized onions, did some burgers for lunch. We were up around 375 degrees. I let it cool off. First thing I'm going to do is just turn it off. So it still says that it's hot, which is okay. The number one thing we don't want you to do right now is dump ice on it. I've seen people do this many times. I've even seen a video go fairly viral on how to clean a griddle. The one thing you do not want to do is throw ice onto a hot metal surface. That's going to cause a lot of thermal stress. In extreme cases, we've actually seen griddle surfaces warp. So you want to cool it down. I've got some warm water here. I'm going to do this in a couple stages. I'm just going to use this as just straight water, nothing else. Let that kind of settle down a little bit. I just take a scrubby with a spatula. You can use tongs if you're more comfortable with that. You can use the stainless steel scrubby, but it's really not necessary. Again, this is just water and a scrubby right now. That's all we're using. Just add a little bit more. It's like deglazing a fan, really. You can tell I've got my legs canted just a little bit so that our liquid or whatever grease comes along, I can simply just scoot it right towards the drain. Get your heavily soiled areas pretty good. What you want to see? You want to see it to a point where when you put water on it, it doesn't boil up right away. So you can actually use this to go back, rinse it off a little bit. See how clean we're already starting to get here. Mostly clean right now. I've got 2 towels ready. First one I'm going to use, just kind of dry the surface a little bit. A little bit of residue left over is not a bad thing. Go back, get some of our troubled spots. Getting our edges, and I am also aware that you would also have your protective guard up. You can take that off as well. Scrub that separately if you need to. Want to get it back to that nice, beautiful mirrored finish. One of the oldest kitchen tricks in the book. If you've got some lemon juice, super cheap. I think this is $1.79 at the grocery store. I use just a little bit of lemon juice on the surface here. That's the magic right there. But we're not done. That right there is just to give it that polished look. But I don't want to let that sit there. So what I'm going to do, now that she's clean, if you remember, we still had our oil. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil, not much. Take a paper towel and just wipe that into the surface. Keep it seasoned. And anything on the front here that if you have a lot of grease or anything built up right here, whatever you're comfortable with putting on your hands. So don't use oven degreaser or harsh chemicals. Soapy water is more than enough. And then you've got your drip tray that you want to empty out. And then underneath, which is probably the most critical in my opinion, is going to be your air filter. Just like you would change at your furnace, your air conditioning unit, or the air filter in your vehicle, you have to make for sure that you're getting cold air and clean air into. And the key, and you see there's a little tab. Don't push up, kind of pull down on it just slightly. It slides right out, and there's your filter. If you see that there's dust built up, you can use, if you've got one of those keyboard sprayers to clean your keyboard with, that compressed air, that'll blow it out. If you're gonna run it through the dishwasher or you're gonna clean it in soapy water, I would rather you put this back dirty than wet because you don't want to pull moisture up into the electronics. Water and electronics do not get along, in case you didn't know. So make for sure that when this is clean, it's completely dry before you put it back into place. And that right there, in 5 minutes, is how you clean your induction griddle.